Hey guys, this is Ray, owner of Double R Diesel and DRP Motorsports. Today I wanted to do a follow-up video in conjunction with our last video. It's been a little while, and pick back up talking about 68 RFE transmission tuning that we offer with our emissions compliance tuning for the Dodges with the 6.7 liter Cummins. So in the last video we talked about performance valve bodies, performance torque converters. We talked about the necessity of having the converter clutch unlocked between gear changes and how lock shift tuning was a bad idea. And we're still talking about that. I also mentioned in the last video that we would be working on our tuning to try to clean up some of the shift flare while still maintaining that unlock period between gear changes. And we've done that. We've really tightened that up. You'll see in some driving demos clips that I'm going to include here in just a second how the shift flare is greatly reduced with our improved transmission tuning. We've shortened up that unlock and lock period, which really tightens things up, but also still leave the unlock period during the gear change, so we do still protect the input shaft. So as a reminder, guys, lock shift tuning is a bad idea. It will break an input shaft sooner or later. Even if you got a billet input shaft with a built transmission, lock shift tunes will break that input shaft sooner or later. It's just the weak link in the 68 RFE if you try to do a lock shift tune. So we've addressed that. We also have addressed line pressure. You'll see in the video demo clips of driving how the line pressure ramps up quickly, where it caps off at. We've learned a lot over the years tuning 68 RFEs. Every generation of these Dodges with the 6.7 Cummins and the 68 RFE has its own quirks, has its own things that you have to keep in mind when you tune them. So basically, you can't tune a 07, 09 68 RFE the same way that you tune these 19 and newer models. So we know what we're doing. We've done it a long time. Getting a modified valve body, if you want to have higher line pressures and do it right, is the way to go. We still recommend Rev Max. If you're going to try to get anything over about 170 psi sustained line pressure in the forward gear, you got to do a modified valve body. Some year models you can command a little more than 170 and get it out of a stock valve body. Particularly these newer ones, you cannot. Actually, the newer trucks, we leave the max line pressure setting for 4 gears at the factory 160 psi. If you try to push it even any harder to that, in some cases you can actually cause the valves to blow out the side of the valve body and then instantly smoke your transmission. So we've learned a lot over the years. We know what you can and what you can't do, but overall, adding line pressure is a good thing, but you got to have a valve body and a good tune with it to make that happen. But for guys with stock trucks, we know how to maximize the tune to give you the best in performance, reliability, and durability down the road. So check it out. Watch the video clips. You'll see how this thing performs with our transmission tuning. Okay, guys, let me show you how my 2020 truck performs with our tuning. Normal acceleration, already in second gear. You feel a little bump, already in third gear between gear changes, but it's not too abrupt. I have sped up the application of the torque converter clutch in between gear changes and gears 4, 5, and 6 during the change, and it does reduce the shift flare. Doesn't completely get rid of it, but it's not, keeping the converter clutch locked between gear changes, which is definitely not what you want to do. You need to give that input shaft a little break between gear changes, but it performs better than stock. Like I mentioned before, one of the main things that you do want to try to do along with your transmission tuning to help durability is to ramp up that line pressure as quickly as possible with load. So I'm basically just throttle off cruising, and as soon as I give it throttle, it quickly ramps up to around 160 psi, which is the max setting that I've got in the tune right now. So it's definitely a difference. It's not too much. It's enough to notice, but it does help with performance. It does increase reliability of your 68 RFE. So I wanted to give you a demo for you guys today. Okay, one final example of how our transmission tuning works in conjunction with our emissions tuning. I want to give you some full throttle acceleration. This is just typical everyday driving. If you need to pass somebody running slow, floor it, shifts down to fourth, locks up, fifth, and you can see it accelerates very well. Transmission shifts solidly, not abruptly, not rough, but very quickly, and locks up quickly, and you can feel the acceleration as you go down the road. So it's very practical. You know, these are not race trucks again. This is everyday road use, so it works well in traffic, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. And as always, guys, if we can help you with anything emissions compliant now, with a 68 RFE or even an ASIN truck, although we can't tune ASINs with the software that we're using currently, that may come in the future, but if we can help you with tuning your Dodge 6.7 liter Cummins diesel truck, hit us up. We'll be glad to help you out. We'll get you set up with an MM3 tuner and some custom tuning. So as always, guys, thanks for following along. God bless each and every one of you. And check us out also if you got a Ford Mustang or F-150. If you're into that, we tune those at our other company, DRP Motorsports. So check it out. God bless you guys. See you again soon.